When I found out you
Yeah.
could go on the CIA's website
Yeah.
when I was much younger and more paranoid, I'm like, I'm not going there. I'll get on a list. You will, but it's like, what do you think the CIA is like? Oh fuck! This comic went on our website.
Yeah.
Call out the black helicopters. But
comic with a large platform.
oh yeah, right. A comic with a large platform.
You can use them to get inside, to get close to the other comics, with a large platform, to get close to Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah,
and start to manipulate the public.
Yeah, right. You know, honestly, like you kind of like that's like a fun fantasy to think about. Like, how fucking cool would that be for like the Men in Black to come to you and be like, listen, I need you to infiltrate the fucking comedy scene. You gotta help them write better jokes. I'm like, I don't write great jokes, but like you found the wrong guy.
Yeah.
But like,
you're really playing the long game on this one, because I think you've been on. You've been doing your podcast for a long time. You've been on Joe Rogan's podcast like over 50 times, and have not yet initiated the phase 2 of the operation, where you try to manipulate his mind.
Well, no, the game Joe and I play from time to time on the podcast. And like, and I honestly, like at some point I'm like, Joe, I just did the same thing you did to me to Joe. I'm like, don't you think they can get to you? Don't you think at some point we are blazed? I don't mean it. I don't think Joe's like, it wasn't like I'm really thinking like, man, they're going to take him into some room and be like, Joe, we need you to do this or that. But because I said that, now people are like, oh, Duncan called it. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what I mean? And the reason they're saying, well, he called it, is just because Joe has a super popular podcast, and people like, when you have a super popular podcast, some percentage of people watching the podcast are going to believe things like that. They're going to have a paranoid cognitive bias that makes them think anybody who is in the public has been, what's the word for it? Compromised by the state. Look, I'll fan the flames of what you just said. I went on the CIA's website and I realized that you could apply for a job on the CIA's website, which I found to be hilarious. So I'm like, all right, what happens if I apply for a job in the CIA? Now, even then, I was not like such an idiot that I would want a job at the CIA. Not just for like ethical considerations, but I think probably the scariest part about the CIA is like, you're just at a cubicle and you're like having to deal with maps and like, just, you know what I mean? Just stuff
lots of paperwork.
It sucks. I bet their cafeteria has shitty food. Anyone in the CIA listening, can you confirm that? I bet the food.
They're not going to be able to tell you what the food is like.
Can't
it's
even
a secretive organization.
Sucks,
no, it might be awesome, but we won't know about it.
Okay, we're in Vegas.
Yeah.
And you can bet food at the CIA cafeteria is good. Food at the CIA cafeteria sucks. What are you betting on?
So let's like cleanse the palate. What's good? It's like Silicon Valley companies, Google and so on. That's good.
When I went to Netflix, their cafeteria looked like a medieval feast. Like they had pigs with apples in their mouth and giant bowls of Skittles.
Probably like vegan pigs. Yeah.
No, those are, I didn't know. I didn't get close enough. I was like, I think that was a pig.
Okay. So this is literally a pig. Yeah, you're right. I probably would not bet much money on CIA food being any good. No.
Right. It's gotta suck. It's like shitty, like pasta, probably like hospital food. It's like maybe a little better than when you go to the hospital cafeteria. But anyway.
Folks at the CIA, please send me evidence, or any other intelligence agencies. If you would like to recruit, send me evidence of better food.
Yes. Send Lex. Can you please send Lex pictures of the CIA cafeteria? And if you accidentally send him pictures of the aliens or the alien technology you have, we won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
But
you tried to apply. Do you even have a resume?
No. The CIA would never fucking hire me ever. But like, I applied for the job, and just out of curiosity, what happens? And then at the end of the application, when you hit enter, it says, well, first it says, don't tell anyone you apply for the CIA. So I'm already out. But the second thing it says is, you don't need to reach out to us. We'll come to you.
Yeah.
Which is really, when you're like, it's late at night and you're being an asshole and applied to work at the CIA, it's kind of the last thing you want to hear. I don't want to be secretly approached by some intelligence
And now
officer.
anyone who talks to you, you think is the CIA is saying, remember that time you applied?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh shit, are you one of them?